So welcome everyone to yet another live of THiNC Institute of Design, wherein we will be discussing mainly about the UCEED 2022 question paper. We'll have a brief round of analysis about the UCEED question paper, which had been conducted today from 9 o'clock to 12 o'clock in the afternoon. We'll just have a brief discussion. We'll look at some of the questions which we have got. Okay. We'll also take a detailed idea from the students, those who have attempted, on how exactly the paper went and things like that. Okay. So before we actually begin this, hi sir, today I done good in the exam. Pavanesh, great, good to know that. Great. Mira will just see मुश्किल लगा. अब देखते हैं, चलो, let's see कि how bad it was. Probably after all it's a competitive exam. It also depends upon कि बाकी सारे लोग भी कैसे लिखे हैं, उनका preparation भी कैसा रहा. That's all going to be dependent on this, right? So this is a small poll that we had conducted in the NID Nifty UCEED Telegram channel of ours. The link for the same has already been shared in this live chat box. So you can also go cast your vote, and you can also get a brief idea about how exactly the exam was for other aspirants also. That's also equally important. Why? Because this is a competitive exam. It's not just your performance, it's also others' performance that equally becomes important, right? Hello, good evening, Adidev. Okay, part A easy tha, lekin NAT difficult tha. Yes, I think Arjun, yes, that is mostly what we are also hearing. Relatively, part A was easy. Briefly, if I look at the summary of what most of the students have given us based on the feedbacks, exam was mostly moderate. Most of the questions were a lot more on logical based. Obviously, that's the kind of pattern that UCEED exhibits every year, right? And there weren't any general knowledge questions, and time management was an issue. NAT is something that most of the students are saying were relatively difficult. Hi, Yesh. So NAT was relatively difficult compared to probably MCQs and MSQs. Part A was relatively easy. I think Arjun was also of the same opinion. Thank you for the stream yesterday. You're welcome, Pavanesh. You're welcome. We're so happy to hear that a lot of students have got a lot of useful tips from the lives that we had conducted in the last few days. Part A was relatively easy. Part B didn't get time. And yes, the problem of human figures, like there were too much of human figures to be done on that canteen wala question. Arjun is also saying the same, human figure aa gaya. Mostly similar topics as from the previous years. Questions related to animation and things like that had come. Okay, so let's see. Let's look at the questions. Some of the questions we've got. So let's just discuss about them briefly. This is the pattern. I think most of you must be aware of the pattern, so I'm not going to go delve deeper into it and all. Okay. Aditi says part B was lengthy. Okay, let's see. So for discussing this particular question paper, we have the head of academics section from THiNC Institute of Design, Sachin sir. Sachin sir, am I audible to you?
Yes, sir, you are clearly audible. Am I clearly audible?
Yes, good. We're good to go. Okay. So Sachin sir would be taking you through both the part A and part B. You can also have your questions in this live chat box. We would always be happy to take that up. And please do discuss among yourselves and also share the opinion, frankly, whatever you're feeling. We would really like to have a very honest session. Sachin sir, the stage is all yours.
Okay, thank you, sir. So how was the examination, everyone? So I think from the poll which we have been conducting on our social media, I think from that we have come to not conclusion. It's going on. It's moderate like that. So you can also comment on the chat box how you feel the examination. I think majority have more like a moderate examination. So also from the reviews that have gotten from our students, I think when we compare this year's examination with the previous one, I think the hardness of the logical reasoning question was comparatively low comparing to the previous year question papers. So the level of question paper comparing to the last year was a little bit low. That they find easy comparing to the last year. So that was the one major thing we have noticed. And also, yes, UCEED means logical reasoning. You all know the examination is fully comprised of the logical reasoning questions. So this year also, they have again cut off the the general knowledge section. I guess from the review we got from our students, I think there was no GK questions. I think in the last year also, there was one question from GK portion or two questions from ornaments or logos. And this year, there was no logo question also. We have expected some at least a logo question, but there was no GK questions also. And most of the question, not the most of the question, almost all the questions were from the logical reasoning and arithmetic aptitude. And yes, like the summary, there was some time management issue. Again, the drawing part. So we will come into that section in detail. And also from most of the students, what we have learned is that NAT, the numerical answer question, was quite difficult and also tricky in the meantime. And in general, part way was relatively easy. Like I mentioned, comparing the last year, part way was quite easy comparing the last year. And also part B didn't get enough time. So yes, only we have 30 minutes. Yes, you have to complete within that particular time limit also. So time is also crucial there. So most of the students have mentioned like they didn't get enough time to complete the part B, not or just finishing the part B section. So and one of the major addition, not the addition exactly, most of you have consider that particular question as a new addition to the UCEED question, which is the means animation, the GIF images. So we will come in detail with that particular section in detail. So I think we can start, I guess. So yes, so this particular question or the sorting of the question is really means it's based on the reviews from the students. So it's just only a not an exact or actual question like this. It was what we have collected from. So it may vary from the actual question. So it was just for a reference purpose only. So I think the first question most of the students was mentioned was about the animation kind of question, in which a GIF image will be there and like a video, or the GIF images will be there which have an animation. And last year also there was a question like that from the giving what a GIF image and a question from that. And basically that was from, I guess, from a number of faces appearing like that. The question was like that in this year's. So in previous examination also we have find these kind of question in seed examination. I think it is on the last year onward they have included that kind of GIF question in UCEED examination. So yes, that was the one of the one interesting question in this year's UCEED examination, the GIF image related question. So the next topic, I think there was, comparing the last year, there was a little bit number of question was increased in this particular topic, which is shadow. So basically finding correct shadow of a particular dragon like that. There was a question like that, correct shadow. If we clarify that particular topic, it is something similar to silhouette like that. So basically it comes under shadow. So find the correct shadow of a dragon was one of the question. And given a figure showing 3 students going for an expedition, the question was to find the shadow of the sun rays falling on their head. So again, it's finding a shadow and also shade of a spear. So from the shadow topic itself, there was around 3 questions. So it's getting really important topic in UCEED examination, the shadow section. In the last year also, there was questions from shadow section. I think in the live session we have been conducted earlier, the question discussion, we have been discussed all these topics. I think almost, not almost, 100% of the from 100% topics, the questions were there in today's UCEED examination, and we are proud that we have presented such an information to you also. I think from almost all topics there were questions. So the next topic which have been there were the figure counting question. Also, it's the regular kind of question which has been repeatedly asking in the UCEED examination, figure counting question. So again, I think from the animation, which I have mentioned in the animation, it also comes under the figure counting also. Find the number of figures with 2 eyes or 1 nose and 2 ears from the animation. So such kind of question, which is also included in the animation. So that was there in the figure counting also. And the number of right triangles. So exactly figure counting in the particular figure given. Finding the number of right triangles was one of the figure counting questions. And this kind of question is always expected in UCEED. And from exclusively from the arithmetic aptitude section, I think in considering or while we analyzing the previous year question papers, we almost expected question from probability and permutation combination like that topic. So from probability, there was a question. And this year, age related question was there, a little tricky question from age related problem was there, particularly from the arithmetic aptitude section. And from mechanical systems also we have expected a gear related or pulley related question. From that, pulley related question was there, one pulley related question was there from the mechanical systems topics. And yes, almost in every year's UCEED examination there will be a question from font, and this year also there was a question from font. I think exactly the question were like Thailand or Poland like countries were given, identify those in Vietnamese font, like that kind of question were there. And I think it was pretty similar to the font related question or a topic under font category. So there was, I think we can, every UCEED examination we can expect such a question from fonts also. So coming into the next topic, yes, the folding and unfolding question. Again, these kind of questions were expected 100% sure questions from folding and unfolding questions. So the question was like that: find the correct image when a dice is opened. Two-thirds of the dice were given, like that. So again, folding and unfolding question were a regular questions in UCEED, which has been seen in the previous year question also. This particular topic is also expected, and also odd figure question and transformation. So again, in the transformation section there are different categories like transforming an image into another image, or like mirroring or rotating like that, or rotating in a particular direction, like that. So transformation oriented questions were also expected. This year also there was a question from transportation, and it is in such a way that a circle 1 is shown in the middle and another circle 2 is rotating around this given circle in a clockwise direction, and also a circle 3 is rotating around the circle 2 in anti-clockwise direction. So you have to mirror this given figure with respect to y-axis, and the resultant figure should be mirrored with respect to x-axis. So question like that. So a complete package of transformation, I guess, where means direction also, direction changing also, and rotating also, and mirroring also. So in a single question, they have collectively taken all the transformation procedures, I guess. So next, there was a question from design sensitivity. So basically, these kind of question is basically from the design oriented or design concept oriented question, whether a design is appropriate for a particular condition or not, or how that design works, like that question. So this year also there is a question from design sensitivity, like image of 4 chairs are shown. We need to find the most stable chair and we stand on top of the chair. Again, these kind of questions are also expected in UCEED examination. I think in the past years also these kind of questions were there. So like the design sensitivity. So yes, so coming to the next section. Okay, so next was the surface counting. Again, a very important topic for UCEED examination. So counting an Archimedean solid surfaces, and also a triangle is penetrated through a 3D pyramid shape. Different views of that particular shapes are given, and you need to count the number of surfaces. So again, the number of surfaces counting is really important section for UCEED examination. Again, this topic has been expected. And similar kind of question like penetrating or drilling or extruding, these kind of procedures are given on a certain 3D object, and counting the surfaces are a regular question in UCEED examination. So while we are going, if you are going through the previous year question paper, definitely you can see such questions of different categories of surface counting. So again, here what you need to know is that again, a single topic has been approached in a different way. So that is a major thing. They have directly shown the surface counting question, and also by doing some process or procedures in a particular solid, they have been asked these number of surfaces. So that's the major thing. So pathways. Pathways is also another category of question. Again, these questions can be seen in the previous year question papers. The possible pathways from one point to another point. In between, there will be some condition. So, or different route they will be given, and you have to find the total number of possible pathways. There might be some condition they have given. It's not clear in the question right now. So there might be some condition also. Again, these kind of questions were in the past previous year question papers. Again, the geometry, a very important topic for UCEED examination. And I think in almost every UG examination, the UCEED examination, a question from geometry section is a sure question. Sometimes they will always ask a question related to a shaded region. There will be a image, some area will be shaded. You have to find the area of that particular shaded region. So shaded area is a sure question for UCEED examination, and also in different ways they will ask those particular questions. So one question is in such a way that shaded area question, find circumference and area of a circle which is inside of a circle and a hexagon, like that. And an equilateral triangle and a polygon with the same perimeter is given. The perimeter of the circle inscribed in the triangle is 10, and you need to find the perimeter of the circle inscribed in the polygon. I think similar kind of question was asked in the previous year. I think previous year question is really important, guys. Almost in every live session or in our pre-recorded sessions, all our faculties has been mentioning regarding doing the previous year question papers. It's really important. While seeing this year's UCEED examination, it's been it's a proof, like you have to surely go for the previous year question papers. It's really important because almost all question, almost around 70% or 80% question of the logical reasoning comes from the previous year pattern, like which we have been mentioning. Still, we have mentioned a lot of topics which has been repeatedly asking, and the number of questions from that particular topics is also increasing. In previous year, there will be one question or two questions, but this year, in a single topic, there are more questions coming up. So that's really important. So yes. And I think in the geometry section, the last question, like a circle inscribed in a square, like the figure, it's almost like the figure you're seeing right now, in which curved portion of a circle touches the square. Few portions were shaded from that figure. Find the fraction of portion shaded in the comparison, the area of the square. So the question will be like that. So next. And again, like this, find the area of shaded part when all sides are equal and perimeter is 21 centimeters. So such a question from the geometry again. So again, geometry, from the geometry section itself, you can surely expect some more questions. And some miscellaneous category, which we cannot be included in a certain topic, like in that way. So from the miscellaneous types, we have included some question which is not under a specific topic, because there will be a new category of questions. So arranging the books in a shelf to get a map. So there was such a kind of question, and arranging a tile like that. And not question, I think not question was also there in the last year or previous years. There was one question, and there was a question like 4 flies are flying around a few juice glasses, and trace which fly past the most number of glasses, like that. And in the given illustration, a figure was divided into 9 pieces. The question was to find the one piece that is similar to the original figure, like that. And outlines of different states were given. Which one was scaled up or down compared to other? Again, that was a new addition. 4 test tubes were given. Each tube has a capacity of 5 volts. In how many minimum step can the red ball be moved from P to Q? So that was a one question, and also it was a quite different question. So it comes under the miscellaneous category. So I think there are also a few more questions. So we have some summary these entire questions from collecting from our students. There might be some more questions also. So yes. So next. Okay. So that was
just a minute. Before we move to the part B, just 2 things. One is we have our new NIFT crash batches that is starting from the 24th, which would be based on the new pattern and all. So if anyone is interested, you can contact us or WhatsApp us at this number 8086111216. I hope everyone is liking the content, and for more such content, please do subscribe to the channel and do support us. Okay, thank you, sir. You may continue.
Okay, so that was about the part A section. So then we will move on to the part B section. So part B section is drawing. Again, this year also the question was from scene drawing, like perspective of scene drawing question. We have been expected such a question with more detailing. So always in the past years also, there was the questions were well detailed question. So also, what the challenge for the students is to complete these particular points, is to include this particular detail in the drawing within this 30 minutes. So this year also the question was quite detailed, and I think some of the students have mentioned there were more human figures in the scene. So that make them quite difficult for them. Also, we get some reviews like that also. And this year also, like we have expected, a detailed question was there, and the question was in such a way that it's a scene in a canteen, and there is a brave girl chasing after a rat in that particular canteen, and a scared boy standing on top of a chair or stool, and also a tiffin box falling from a table, and there is 2 bottles and 2 bags on a table, a broken plate on the floor also. The scared canteen on standing and viewing this standing on top of the counter. So you have to draw this scene in perspective of the canteen owner. Okay, so you have to draw the scene in perspective of the canteen owner who is standing on top of the counter. So that was the question. So there are quite different detailing in the question also. So they basically mention about the what the scenario is basically happening, or the scene is happening on a canteen, and a human figure which has been mentioned is the brave girl. There's a scared boy also standing on a top of chair, and yes, and other details: tiffin box falling, 2 bottles, 2 bags, broken plate. So all these has to be included in that particular question. And I think some of the students have mentioned they did not get enough time to complete this particular detailings in the examination, and also that was quite challenging also within this particular 30-minute to complete such a question. But you have to complete. The question has been given in such a way that it can be finished in the 30 minutes. So you have to be a little more quick also. That is the main thing. Also 30 minutes is quite challenging also in order to complete such questions also. So that's the thing about the drawing section also. Okay, I think Suraj, I think you need to add on.
No, I think that would be it. If given a brief idea about some of the questions and all, if there are more discussions, I understand from the chat box that there are more discussions among themselves that are to be done. So we just posted the link for the discussion group. You can go there and discuss as much as you want. And also we have posted a poll so that everyone gets to voice their opinion. So I think that is it. That would be it from our side. So all the best for everyone who is going to write the further exams, and also the NIFT exam and all that's going to come up. Okay, so all the best, everyone. Thank you for joining. We will have more such sessions in the coming days. If you are liking the content, please do support us by subscribing the channel. Okay, so that's it. Thank you.